when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Sweep. I'm your host, Anthony Longhair Leclerc, and I am joined by me, myself, and I today. The marvelous Marla Mouse McCarty is otherwise indisposed at the moment, so it is just us today. And we have a question for you. Did you know that on this day in 1987, Benny King was at number 1 in the UK singles charts with Stand By Me? The track was first released in 1961 and became a hit in 1987 after being featured in the film, which was also called Stand By Me. So, I mean, it's kind of sad that it takes over 20 years after the fact for it to hit a number 1, especially since it's such an iconic song, but it's really, it seems, only a truly iconic song because of an 80s film it was the titular track of, which is, that's something anyway. And that was on this day in 1987. On this day in 2020, since I'm here by myself, my question is relative to something that will become apparent after I tell you what's going on tonight in the North Bay area. So tonight in North Bay, downtown, because we actually have somewhat of a nightlife slowly building back up down here. We have at Lou Dogs from 8 p.m. till 12 midnight, Josh Dimmel performing. A number of you in North Bay will likely have heard of Josh Dimmel before. I first met him playing open mics at Cecil's, and really pretty much only really connected with him through open mics at Cecil's, actually. Yeah, but anyway, he's been around. He's played quite a bit, as indicated by his bio. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother listing the things. No, I am, because I have to. It's relative to the question I'm going to ask later. So, starting his musical career in 2003, Josh has been in multiple bands, performed at halls, bars, battle of the bands, telethons, charity events, weddings, schools, busking events. These are all booked events, obviously. Karaoke events, parties, bonfires, performed in minus 35 conditions, under the beaming hot sun and fields, thunderstorms, open festivals for signed bands, closed shows for other indie artists, took part in photo shoots, mentioned in newspapers, local magazines, fanzines, had interviews, graduated from broadcasting radio, performed in many plays, recorded numerous tribute singles, EPs, albums. His music is made on the radio station and online. He's played and he's put out multiple music videos. He joined and formed many bands throughout high school and college. And so on and so forth, and blah, 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 goes on. So he's done a lot, and definitely wants you to know that. And conversely, at Cecil's tonight, from 9 p.m. till 12 midnight, we have Gary Davison playing, and he is very simple, his bio. Why not pop by Cecil's this Friday for an evening of great acoustic music with Gary Davison? Whether it's Neil Young, Cat Stevens, America, or any other old tunes from the past you want to hear, Gary will surely not disappoint. So you can start your night out at Lou Dogs if you want at 8 o'clock, catch an hour of Josh, and then head on over to Cecil's and take in the rest of the evening with Gary, or you can have a tab going at both and run back and forth because they're only 2 minutes away from each other. Or, because of how Cecil's works these days, it being less of a bar and more of a, not fine dining, but, chill dining experience that happens to have a bar and a brewery in it, you could start your night there, have a bite, and take in some good old-fashioned tunes, and then head over to Lou Dogs to finish the night and check out Josh Dimmel. Now, my question for everyone today is, I guess it's mainly relative to just the people who go out to enjoy music at bars. Those of you who still do that, it being a sort of dying art, it seems, at least in this town. And that's not to say it doesn't still happen, and that the acts that are out aren't great. They are. It does. It's, whatever. But there will be an upcoming episode featuring my good friend Matthew Willette, who really wants to talk about the specific topic, the death of the live gig. But before that episode comes out, I want to put this question to all of you, and that is, what do you look for in a solo musician or a band even when you go out to a bar? When you go to see live music, what sort of things do you look for? I will tell you the sort of things I do not look for, and that is a bio that spans the entirety of one's career with, like, somehow a massive paragraph without actually being detailed. It kind of drives me. If anyone reads it, they're going to be like, well, why the fuck would I bother? And chances are they're not going to read the whole thing anyway. You want something short and sweet, I think. This is as a solo and now duo performer. You want something that's just going to be catching. Here they are. This is what they do. Enjoy. Come have a good time. Be with us. Just be at the experience to know what you're going to get, right? And I'm sorry to pick on you, Josh, but I would strongly suggest cleaning up that bio, because I get where it's coming from, and I get that you want to be able to say, hey, look at all the things I've done, look how awesome it is, but you should let your talent be the thing that people come to see, not all the fucking things you've done. Like, if I won 5 fucking Grammys, every time I went to a gig, I wouldn't say, 5-time Grammy winner Anthony LeClaire goes to fuck off. Like, I'm just going to play a gig. If you know that I've won 5 Grammys and that's a thing that interests you and that's why you're going to go, then go. But I'm just going to tell you, hey, I'm playing at this thing. Come on out, enjoy some great local music, do this thing, whatever else. That could just be me and in my relatively chill music way. But I find when people showboat like that, it comes across as something that I think the musician doesn't intend to other people. Especially, I think, to other musicians, and maybe that's why I'm so, about it. And it's weird, because on the flip side of that, Gary's bio, short and sweet, with a specific note that says that the bio and the photo were given to Cecil's by Gary, as if we wouldn't have already assumed that these things were set up by the bar and he beforehand. But regardless, photo credit should be given to the one who takes the photo. That's fair enough. And I guess you can specify who wrote your bio if you want. That's just a picky thing in terms of like a booking scenario. But I'll give you some other examples of things that I look for when I go to see live music. So that's just if I'm booking someone, or if I'm reading a bio to see if I want to go see someone, that all that previous stuff applies. But if I'm going out to a gig already, what I look for is someone who knows how to mix their sound to at least some extent. If I can't hear your vocals, that drives me mental. I've said it a million times on this podcast, and people who record and for some reason hide their vocals away or cover it with effects, because I guess they're either shy or think they suck or whatever the reason may be. It drives me mental anyway. If I can't hear your vocals, if your guitar is overpowering, I mean, 1, I won't be able to hear your vocals, but 2, there is a point at which there is too much bass on your guitar. I get there sometimes, and I've got a decent sense now of being able to hear what's going on while I'm standing behind or beside the speakers, to get an idea of what the audience is hearing. I will also ask people in the audience if they can hear me and if it sounds all right. And if there's someone in there who I know is a musician or a sound person, they'll be the first person I ask. I have no qualms with asking them if it all sounds good. If their only note is you should put more reverb on, I guess they can go fuck themselves. We shouldn't be afraid to have dry vocals. Reverb's fun. I use it. Like, that's fine. But I'm not going to just drown my vocals in reverb. Take me as the musician I am, and not as the musician you want me to be, because I'm not going to be that. Unless the musician I am is the musician you want me to be, in which case, aren't you lucky? And then in terms of performance, I don't really care what a musician looks like. I know a lot of people have that sort of, the look is important. Probably one of the many reasons why I've not made it, I wear a hat, I play a 12 string. These are just things I enjoy doing. I have long hair, okay. So that's my image, I guess, and that's how people know me. When I don't wear my hat, which I occasionally do, it surprises people, and okay. But I just, I played my last few gigs in a Freddy Krueger sweater, and, otherwise I'll wear a band tee or some sort of button-up or whatever. So image doesn't really matter to me. And the kind of music doesn't really matter to me either. Hosting open mics long enough, it's been kind of, I'm willing to accept. I mean, I'll be honest, I'd rather not have to listen to pop or rap a whole evening's worth of a gig. But if I'm going there knowing that's what I'm getting, then I'm going to go there expecting that, and I'm not going to be upset about it. Like, oh, why are they having this music at this bar? I'm not going to question why a bar would hire a specific artist. It's up to the bar, and if they haven't heard the person before, and then they discover that's not a thing they want, and they don't hire them back, I get that. They should do their due diligence and hire based on having heard the musician before, unless they really got a good hunch, or have had great reviews from other people. But it's not up to me to question the business, why they would hire one musician or not. That's the music that's there, take it or leave it. The number of times I've seen people walk in to gigs, see that there's live music, never mind sticking around to hear the live music for longer than 5 seconds. So either their ear is really tuned to what they think is garbage music, or they just don't want live music. But the number of people I've seen walk into a building and then walk right out because they see there's someone up on stage with a guitar and a mic is ridiculous. Most often in North Bay, I have to say. Other places I've played, not usually a thing. But another reason why I want to know so badly what it is that people look for when they go out in terms of music. And you know what? And your answer could just be, I just want a playlist on Spotify because I don't want to have to deal with live music. And that's fine. I'd ask the further question, why not live music? You might very well say, well, because it's too loud and I can't have a conversation, in which case what you mean is you just wish they wouldn't be blasting it, brain-breakingly loud, which is fine. I mean, unless you're listening to a band at the Fox, you're pretty well not going to have that issue. Maybe at Lou Dogs, but Lou Dogs is also already loud enough because of the crowd, because there is actually a crowd, which is different from most places in North Bay right now. So yeah, anyway, I turn the question to you guys. I'd love to know Marla's answer to this question, so hopefully she'll post it along with this episode, since she's not here right now. And that is your daily sweep for the day, and I'll be back with either Marla or my good friend Matt Dixon tomorrow to sweep something else out from underneath the proverbial rug. And as I'm sure Marla would want to have, we'll see you guys later.
No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand, stand.